Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Sorry?
I said thank you so much for the opportunity for today.
Oh, no worries. It's going to be good fun.
Of course it will.
Yeah. So it's 1:30 already, so we'll just go ahead and start. So, hi and welcome back to another FMB Radio Live Q&A. Today we are joined by DJ Owen from Monday Madness. As always, to start these interviews, I want to give you a bit of background to FMB. FMB Radio is an online community radio station based in Nottingham that amplifies authentic community voices by enabling individuals and organisations to tell their stories in their own way and using their genuine voices. As I mentioned, today we are joined by DJ Owen. And as always, we will have questions I have prepared, questions from our Instagram story, and any questions that you guys ask throughout. Our aim of the show is to find out a little bit more about Owen and his amazing show, Monday Madness. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat box or submit them through the question box on the bottom of your screen. So to start off, we're going to find out a bit more about Owen. So can you just tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So hey everyone. So you may see me around on FMB Radio. I first started radio presenting at a local community radio as it was part of a workshop. What I always wanted to do. So from the start, I used to wanted to be a radio presenter, and I couldn't find a place where to start. And one of my friend of mine, who's from the YMCA, and he told me a lot about the community work, about the radio, and he offered me to do a trial on a workshop. So I went over to the workshop with them, learn a little bit more regarding about the radio side of it and what you do and how the radio works and all the different things, important things you need to know really for the radio. And then since I am starting to do the workshop project, then they offer me a slot on the radio. It's only about half an hour just to see how we get on. I started on that, and then since then I started to do an hour, started to do 2 hours because it build you up a little bit. And then since then, I saw this wonderful FMB on website, social media, and all the platforms you can imagine. And then since then, I sent my CV in and my cover letter, and then they invited me for an informal interview just to get to know you and see what radio you know about and a few different things. And since then, I've been offered to volunteer appointment to be a radio presenter, so which I do radio presenting on for Monday Madness every week on Mondays from 11 till 1:30, which is a fun, exciting show. It gives you a lot of banter across the business and also putting you the best entertainment program you would ever see in the whole wide world, but then you a lot of celebrity guests. You see so many theatre actors, you see many different type of musicians around the world really.
Yeah, that sounds great. What made you decide to create your radio show?
To be honest, radio show is one of my biggest passions because I was younger. I wanted to be an entertainer, and throughout when I was younger, I ended up in hospital in central care, which is a horrible thing people wouldn't believe. I've been spent in hospital quite a few years. I've been in hospital bed, couldn't even speak, couldn't really talk, I couldn't do anything, what you probably can know. So I was born quite a lot of problems in the house. Was born with any kidney, which is a lot of hard times and a way. I was younger as well, about 6 times, I believe, I passed away. It was a very hard, difficult time, really. And then since then, we got involved with a local charity called Radio Was Upon a Star. My family wanted to make my dream come true by making me happy and not even try not think about it in hospital all the time. So I went to be, my dream was to be an entertainer, and then the charity came up with an idea to surprise me, to grant me a wish to be a redcoat at Butlins, to be an entertainer. So I spent a weekend away at Nest to be an entertainer at Butlins. You can imagine such an amazing experience. I would love to work there again, but when I'm getting older, you can't have no more wishes, unfortunately, which I'm gutted about, because I could imagine me going every couple of weeks getting a wish time. And so since then, being an entertainer, I'm a DJ. I've started to do a mascot now, dressing up like different characters for the party, the festivals and celebrations and such things like that, really. So I'm part of a mascot company at the moment. And being a radio presenter and a TV presenter, production media team, it's just been, that's how it got me into the radio, really. Since I had a wish come true, then everything really changed. And then I went to do a lot of different things, but entertainment, into setting up a charity events and help the businesses and companies and everything, really. So that's how it all worked out, really.
Yeah, that's a very powerful story that you have of where you've come from to where you are now. In terms of, obviously, apart from yourself being a bit of a kind of motivation to go into entertainment, what was your biggest inspiration for your show?
Oh, for Monday Madness, my honest opinion, it's gotta be special guests, because it's very challenging. You can't get many special guests because they're always busy. But the biggest thing would be to have Mr. Bad Boys involved on the radio. I interviewed Mr. Bad Boys when they were on a tour, and I met him. I had a backstage passage, and everybody, all the cast from Mr. Brown. I think that was the biggest part of it, meeting people who you really want to meet, but you don't get a chance to meet them because you have to pay so much money to go in backstage passage. But with me, I know quite a lot of different people, so it kind of, I know I've got communications and that, so kind of meeting favourite people who I would love to meet, really. So that's my biggest inspiration for the radio.
Yeah. Now we've learned a bit more about yourself. We're going to find out a bit more about your show. So can you actually tell us a bit about Monday Madness and what you do on there?
Yeah, so Monday Madness is a fun, exciting entertainment show you will never believe. We bring a lot of music from the top charts, dance, naughty, 60s, 80s, 90s, all different types of music you would ever hear. We bring together a big banter and included bringing loads of special guests, such as Mr. Bad Boys. We're hoping in the next couple of weeks we'll be bringing you the Charity Stowe, who is one of the amazing singer artists around Nottingham. Hoping to have her on the show very soon. So we have got jam-packed with different things. We'll do quizzes, we'll do bell competition, we'll play song requests. You've got a song request you want to hear, pop it to us and we'll play it for you. So it kind of exciting, get everybody Monday feeling, really, because that's what it's about. Waking up in the morning, so bloody hell, got to go back to work. Well, listen to my show, because I'm the one who cheered you guys up for the new madness of fun, of pat entertainment. And we sometimes do Facebook live stream, we sometimes Instagram live, and we do all sorts of different things on Monday Madness. It's just one of an achievement, because I used to do a community radio somewhere else, but since I got into FMB, my life has changed completely, and I'm getting a lot more opportunities, I get a lot more experience meeting new people, and you get a lot of communication from different companies and all of that kind of thing. So it's really, really good Monday Madness, really. A lot of people hear me quite a lot, so unfortunately if you hear me a lot, apologies, but yes, I talk a lot, you can imagine, but that's what we're about, speaking up and and playing you the best music across every spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you said that you cover quite a range of different things that you do on the show. So how do you decide what you're going to play on each week, or like what's that process for you?
So that's a very good question. So we put quite a lot of few things on. So especially at the Christmas time, on over end of November. We have said that because we do get quite a few people saying too early for Christmas, you know. So we decided from end of November to the 24th of December, or maybe 25th actually, we play mix of Christmas songs. You may hear it repeated, but we're hoping in the next few years we see a new Christmas song coming out, hopefully, because that one of the biggest things. So over Christmas time, you should get really busy because we go out a lot more to go panto, get meet all the cast from panto. We get a lot of opportunity to go and visit things, and for example, two fairs happening this year. Well, I'll say happening this year. Hopefully, it will. And we get a lot of opportunity for that. We get all different range of different things. It's depending on the week what is happening. So a theme, we put a theme thing. So for example, December Christmas theme, and then we put a bit of Halloween songs, and then summer songs. Then you got spring songs, and we'll make it. We do cover quite a lot of different things, and then every time a special guest do come on the show, if they're a singer or a musician, sometimes they might like to play the song live for the people listen. But if they don't want to do that, that's absolutely fine. We don't have any concept. We don't judge people if they don't want to do it. If they don't want to do it, but they still want it to play, or we can just give it an MP3 version and we play it on that for them. So sometimes they like to do it. Sometimes they like to do it all on pre-record, which is fine because it's more fun when you get to listen to people work they've done over the past few years. And a lot of times over the past couple of years, everyone was struggling with COVID and everything. So it's kind of quite an interesting moment to speak to people who is having problems, who find it so difficult, where they can't go out gigging, they can't do that. So it's always good to get their moments really, because you like to know how they find it. Because to me, at radioing, first part of it was start getting difficult, but then because we weren't able to go to the studio, we could do this, we could go out to interviews, we could do anything. But now we've got our own home setup, so we do it from home. It make it a little bit easier, but you still can't go out and meet people because there are a few pretty famous are still taking restrictions. They are still following restrictions. Some people are lifted up instead, but some people are still keeping it the same. So you still have to be careful what you do because you can't be in contact, too close contact, because of course you can suddenly get COVID and then you have to self-isolate, which is not good. So kind of we kind of fly to song we play. We do sometimes play competition of a song of a week, so they'll listen to the song, and then sometimes we do top 40. So we do 40 to number one. That's not every week, but sometimes it's depending what we got planned, because we can on the day it always the special guest let you down. Then you've got to find a different way how we can do it, really.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned just then that you like to get guests onto your show, and you said it before, it was like one of your favourite things to do. So who has been your favourite guest that you've had on the show already?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, I would say the best one was it was so emotional. It was. I felt quite. My heart was touching her quite a lot, and it sang along with us. And they were second place actually on British Got Talent a couple of years ago. They had a little boy named Christian who is seriously poorly, and they wanted to come on the show to talk about Christian, which we don't judge on that. We like to hear people's stories about their health, really, because many people will come on and raise that, right, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk that, and then you're like, right, okay, we need to think of different ways we can talk then. But they were such amazing people, and they are such Christian, if you're watching here, you're such an inspiration. We keep up what you're doing. And I felt like that was one of the best ways to speak to along with Jade, Christian, Diana, and Neil, who was the part of the dialogue, and they were talking a bit about their experience UGT and promotion for the voting to hopefully make them win, but unfortunately they came second, which is still fantastic. So they were my first one. My second one gonna have to be Mr. Brown Boys, because not many people will ever meet Mr. Brown. Or the phone challenge to get through to the company to try to get into it. But Mr. Brown Boys was an amazing person we would ever meet, and it was such a privilege to be able to have a chat with him.
Yeah, that sounds so great. We had this question in a couple of lives that we've done, and it was the 2 lives previously that we've done, and the question was, if you could have anyone appear as a guest on your show, who would that be?
That's a very difficult question here. I know quite a lot of people, to be honest, but gotta admit, if it was one person who I would absolutely love. Actually, it's so hard because I know quite a lot of people who I would love. This is so difficult.
Give us a few. We'll
break this down. The person who I would love, unfortunately, split up, so that was One Direction. So unfortunately, they can't come on the radio because they're not One Direction anymore, so they split up. So if it was, I would say between JLS or Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
That's what I was
saying. They're good answers, yeah. Both would be great to have on the show.
Yeah, if I have a lucky penny or anything like that, I would love to get them on show. Even if I can even sneak in backstage and they're like, can I talk to you on the microphone? That would be hilarious. But it is very difficult to try and get that type of people who is actually well famous and I've not even tried it, but I wouldn't even want to try it because I don't even think you would be able to get a contact.
I think it would be quite difficult. To be fair, in one of our previous shows, the person that I was doing the interview with said they wanted Michelle Obama to come on. So I think there's a similar challenge getting her to come on as it would be for Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, it is difficult because you just want to message everybody who is part of musicians back to BTT and all the back to thing. But it kind of think to yourself, how can you get their contact details? No contact details. If I ever get through that, it's a so tough decision. Once I wanted to follow Johnson and to have a chat about what he's doing wrong and what he's doing right. But that's not possible because he more concentrate on London Die, but we have a small MP at Norris. We've got some people on the Nottingham side. But so it kind of was all right. But yeah, it's so difficult, I tell you.
That's all the questions that I have prepared. We've had a couple that have been sent in, but if anyone has any other questions, if they send them in now, that would be great. So the question that we got is, what do we both do at FMB? And that is from Melodies. So I'm a social media intern. I've been working at FMB since January. And then obviously, Owen, you can take what you do at FMB.
Yeah, so is that Melodies, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
I think I know that person easy, if I got that right. Thank you for the question. What do I do? So I'm a assistant program FMB assistant manager. So I look at all the shows and make sure everybody's all good. Okay, we need to take that. I listen to people's shows. I say, yes, I like that. And then I bring my show as well. Look at my show. So I kind of a program assistant manager as well as a radio presenter, so they're my two job roles, but I don't get paid for it. It's all voluntary, which I love to do it as a volunteer because it gives me more experience, really.
I think that's all the questions we have. We haven't had anything else submitted through. So thank you so much, Owen, for being here today. It was so wonderful to hear about your very inspirational story about where you've come from and why you do the show and why you do what you do. Thank you for everyone who's been participating and who joined the live and who sent questions in earlier this week. Yeah, thanks for listening, and tune in on Mondays for Monday Madness with DJ Owen, and it's from 11 to 1 every week.
Of course, it'll be every week until I retire.
It was so lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming on.
Oh no, my pleasure. Thanks for the amazing opportunity, and it's great to speak to you. And hopefully, we'll see you around somewhere in FMB in the future.
Yeah. Hopefully. Well, so lovely to speak to you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.